with Sonji on the Coyote Man Show Network.
Women love or hate simps and nice guys. Welcome to Nature, the Search and Struggle for Balance podcast. And I'm your host, Yodi Man. Before we start, I must give a disclaimer. This message doesn't apply to everyone because it's exceptions to every rule. But now that we done got that bull out of the way, let's talk about nice guys and simps. It's even a saying that nice guys finish last. Could it be possible that nice doesn't actually mean good? Well, it's defined on Google as pleasant, agreeable, which are attributes of femininity. And women, besides the extremes, don't like feminine men. Simps get cheated on, friend zoned, and even simps that have money, girlfriends and wives, most likely gets piped from the pool boy. One of the reasons for this is that women hate being bored, and what the world calls nice guys and simps bore women to death. When a woman asks a simp, "What would you like to do today?" he answers back, "Whatever you would like to do today." His leadership skills have been flushed down the toilet with his sack. Well, is it possible it's not a simp we're looking at? Maybe he's not a liar trying to speak women's speaking points to get laid or get likes and get paid. Maybe, just maybe, he's really just a naive, nice guy? Problem. See, women don't really like nice guys. Women like warriors that can be nice, monsters that can be good, inventors, creators that can chill sometimes. They say in theory they want a romantic guy, but in truth they want maintainers, providers, leaders that can express love, sometimes in a romantic way, but too much romance, she will get bored again. I'm not saying that she don't like roses and candy, but if it comes from a so-called nice guy or simp, besides the joy of showing it off to her girlfriends, she gets bored with any gesture a simp makes quickly. Women like having simps for friends because they're like girlfriends, someone to agree with them, but not for serious relationships. And if they're in a relationship with a simp, women can easily let them go. They never value simps because simps are terrified of losing them, which makes women not interested. Plus, simps are the greatest liars in the world. I'm not saying that alpha men don't lie, but most of the time, you're getting mad at alpha men for telling the truth. A professional podcast simp needs to keep their women audience, so they yell women's speaking points and cater to the woman emotional side for likes. They must keep simping. They must keep pimping. Men love feminist, submissive, cooperative, fit, inspirational women. Their femininity makes them agreeable and brings peace to men. Does agreeable mean that she agrees with everything? No way. It just means when she disagrees or she's unclear, is presented wisely. Men, masculinity makes them disagreeable, which creates security for women and makes men conquer in the boardroom. Women CEOs use the same tactics to dominate the boardroom, which sometimes put pressure on their relationships if they forget and take the same aggressive behavior home. Women like feeling protected. That's one of the reasons they like to cuddle. Men like feeling needed. That's the reason they love women to depend on them. Now, a rich simp has money to hide his simping. But a broke simp is like a limp, independent woman. They love them until they no longer need them. And once a simp no longer needs the financial support of an independent woman, he will trade her in for a woman that needs him. But even when he finds a woman that needs him, she will still get hard, solid pipe from the pool boy because he's still a simp. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, he's still a simp. Once again, this is Nature, the Search and Struggle for Balance podcast. Now look forward to hearing what you think, whether you agree or disagree. I still appreciate your comments. Yodi man!
Yeah.
welcome to On the Edge with Sonji and
T.
Majestic Raw.
And Uncle Shelton in the building. Yeah. Yeah.
And for a short period of time, we got Coyote Man in the building for a short period of time. We got him here. Welcome everybody to On the Edge. Now today is our 80s Monday.
Okay.
Yeah. We're gonna talk a little bit about the 80s, but before what you guys just saw was Nature. What was it called, Coyote? The Nature.
It's the Yodi Man podcast, Nature, the search and struggle for balance, and that was Do Women Like Nice Guys and Simps?
Right. Thank you for that, sir. We played that before we started the show. Give you guys a little preview of some of the topics that we're gonna be talking about today. But the 80s thing, you know, we did the 90s, right, T?
Mm-hmm.
T.
The 90s is the best.
She thinks so.
Yeah,
Yes.
the 90s was the best.
I think the 90s. Uncle Sheldon, what you think?
Yeah.
Uncle
Yeah,
Sheldon.
90s. 90s.
The
Yeah.
90s.
I was too small
90s.
to remember the 80s. I don't...
Yeah. All right, well, yeah. All right, so what about, all right, let me see. Let me look up something. What was it that you loved the most about the 90s?
The music.
Music. Okay, so let's look at some of the music back in the 80s. Let me see. Can y'all think of anything? Don't look at my pet homework.
Besides Michael Jackson,
Yeah, Michael was out there.
80s.
After 7.
You said after 7.
After 7. Can't stop.
Mm-hmm.
That was 89. That was 89.
Jodeci was out there.
I'll be sure. Babyface.
Yeah.
What you got?
Let's see.
Anita Baker, Sweet Love.
Right.
But that they said Anita Baker was so sad when she sang. I loved her music. I was young. I mean, you was a baby.
Yeah.
So those 80 musics get you into your parents too. So because the 70, 80 genre is like your parents still, you know, doing
That's
what they
true.
do.
Well, what we got? 1988 was The Boys. Remember them?
Right.
The little kids.
Yeah.
Bobby Brown. Don't be
Oh, yeah.
cruel.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Uncle Sean, what you got?
But Bobby Brown wasn't Bobby Brown in it to the 90s.
Man,
Like,
1988.
I'm just saying he wasn't.
Bobby Brown
He
was
wasn't.
Bobby Brown,
Like,
always.
No.
Even when he was a little kid, he was scared.
No. Not even Mike was Mike in the 80s.
Mike was Mike is a little
Like,
Mike
No, Mike was
listen,
Mike in the 80s.
I'm just saying. That's what I'm saying. The 80s is Mike all day, hands down, for
That's when they
me.
came out with that movie.
Yeah. You can't take anything from him. Mike is, and that's the only thing I can remember from the 80s is Mike.
Michael. I told you some. You know, we had George Clinton.
I'm not listening to no George Clinton. I'm not putting them on
Morris
rewind.
Day.
You know
No,
you
you
listening
gotta
to
put.
some George Clinton.
I'm talking about music that you're gonna put on rewind.
I'm just saying.
You know you putting it on some rewind. They done do some things. You don't know you
Listen, I came up
I'm
with
not
black
putting
people
Jordan.
songs,
I'm not putting George
African American
Clinton
people
on rewind.
songs. I came up. What about the Barge?
The Barge, yes.
Yeah.
He was alright.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
mean, he was, I don't know. He was.
The Barge was a group, not
We
a
was
one
playing
person.
outside. We wasn't really doing those things.
Yeah, that's
So,
because you ain't had the task of doing the 80s. You was just saying. What about Aretha Franklin?
she's cool. I mean, the artists are nice.
I'm just saying the remembering of that.
But again,
all right, the Gap Band.
come on, you sound like my father.
Yeah, exactly.
Outstanding. I'm just saying. I'm just giving you like
Yeah, the
the
Gap
songs
Band is
that
good.
came out back
But
in the
Those
90s.
artists
I like
are
that song.
Or
great.
80s. Yeah, I'm not judging anything. I'm just giving y'all songs because y'all don't have any.
Right.
We had Guy.
But I think
Go ahead.
Now that you name it, I remember a lot of them.
Go ahead.
no,
Uncle
I'm
Sean.
saying like regardless whether whether you could appreciate it at the time, you definitely appreciate it later on. Like from a standpoint, like yeah, you come to find out that certain songs and movies, whatever, came out in the '80s that you probably weren't paying attention to when it was actually in the movie theaters or when it was actually released, but you heard it like say in the '90s. So you still loving it. It's just that you wasn't there like front row when they was performing it live, maybe, but you still
That's
loving
true.
that '80s stuff.
That's true.
You know?
That's true. But I still prefer the 90s music.
And that's fine.
Oh,
but we're
yeah,
talking
I got
about the 80s today.
Okay.
So participate.
Participate. Okay.
Okay, Janet Jackson. Y'all said
Yeah,
Michael.
Yeah.
Janet was she took the 80s. I know I graduated in 85, so I'm a little older, so I can understand why.
Let's see what we gonna get with the 80s music.
I got LaToya Jackson, the Jacksons, Rick James, Quincy Jones.
Oh yeah, I like Rick James.
We got some Kool in the Gang, Lakeside, Levert, Lisa and the Cult Jam. Now let me go to the
Stevie Wonder. What's up?
Let's go to the Caucasians.
To the Billboards.
The top 100.
And how many of them you gonna know from the first top 20?
We got Blondie.
No, never
Call
heard of it.
Me.
Nope.
Oh my goodness, where y'all been? Y'all graduated. I know y'all. Okay, what about Olivia Newton-John?
Yes.
Michael Jackson was the top 3.
Of course.
So that's what I'm talking about. Crossover. We had Smokey Robinson crossed over. Of course.
Okay.
We did Cruising. And
Okay.
remember, who redid Cruising?
She got the Commodores on here.
D'Angelo.
No, that's top 100. D'Angelo, he killed it.
She got the Commodores on here. That instantly take me back to my dad. Like
The Commodore
Nice.
still.
right.
That make you
Is
really
that
feel
with
like
the
you went
OJs
all
and
the
all
way
those
back
out?
in the day.
Right.
It really
See?
do. It make you feel like. But I'm just saying that's the top 100. That's the crossover.
Let's see who else she have on here, Uncle Shelton, because you can't see it. She has the spinners on here.
Kool in the Gang.
The spinners.
Hey, you can't knock the spinners.
I'm not knocking them. I'm not. What I said was, it's giving me my parents
I love
with the
it.
blue light special,
Well,
with
we
the
can
do the
blue lights
70s, you
and
really-
the
Oh,
vinyl.
yeah.
It's giving me definitely vinyl.
70s? Oh, man.
It's definitely
Oh,
giving me
yeah.
vinyl and blue lights. It's
Vinyl
definitely giving me
vibes.
house party vibes. It's definitely giving me
33.
Kool in the Gang too high.
definitely.
So yeah, I remember they remade that song a couple of times.
They did. And Ladies Night. Oh yes, it's Ladies Night. In the field. That's the top 100, y'all. That's,
yeah,
when I was taking y'all to the R&B, y'all wasn't feeling me. Now I had to take y'all to the 100 top.
Nah,
I'm only
I
rich
got you, nah.
for the ones we know. Would you say Coyote over there trying to sing?
Isaac Hayes on the list.
With all my heart.
Oh, that's Anita
I
Baker.
love
You.
baby.
Come on, Coyote.
And you will
I like Anita
see
Baker.
I'm in love.
Okay.
She just
That
threw
is-
Babyface off her tour.
Who did?
Anita.
Yeah, that's cool.
Anita. She got baby face. Okay.
She threw she
called
threw
out
that
the
guy
name,
off.
Coyote. You called
She
it out.
threw the guy off the
Cool.
tour allegedly because of his fans, not something that he did.
Oh,
his fan
fans was
base.
raunchy.
Who's the guy to be falling off stage all the time and he'd be wobbling all the time?
Is it
You talking about
genuine?
Genuine?
Oh, okay, genuine.
I don't think he in the 80s, Coyote.
He definitely a 90s guy.
Like in a black hole.
He was in the 90s, yeah.
All right, Prince.
Oh yeah, you gotta go with
Yeah.
Prince.
I want to be your
Purple
lover.
rain,
Right.
purple rain.
Now that's something I can listen on repeat. That's what I'm trying to tell you.
It sounds like when the doves cry.
This
Prince
is
out here
it.
about to take a bowel movement.
This is
They
it.
had Michael Jackson on here again. He had,
Of course, Michael Jackson had the 80s
She's out of
soul.
my life. Oh, I
Yeah,
love
you
that
gonna
song.
stay on there.
Yeah, he gonna stay on there.
Michael
Probably
Jackson
this.
is just.
She's out of my
just
life.
a legend, an icon.
Yes, yes.
He is the GOAT of music.
Yeah,
You can't say that about Mike.
You
It's just what
can't.
it is.
you still got people walking around trying to be like Mike.
Yeah.
You still have people. I don't care where you go
Imitate,
to.
yeah.
Will call Mike's name, no doubt. I don't care where you go.
Mike said if he was the he loved this girl so much he said he told the angels to wait for him. Mike just said some stuff that's unbelievable.
Right.
You can't.
Heaven can't
fool with
wait.
Mike. Heaven can't wait. You know, you're gonna
Heaven
tell her
can
heaven
wait.
can
Heaven
wait. You're gonna
can
tell her
wait.
angels heaven can wait.
That's right. That's right.
All
Was
right, so-
Michael Jackson a simp then?
This no.
Thank
And,
you.
and I wanted to say that.
We're not going into that yet. We're not going into that
No,
yet.
I mean, I gotta get ready to leave. I just want to say this
All
one
right,
thing.
don't leave yet. You gotta give us at least 5 minutes.
Okay.
All right, so we're going to do the commercials. I'm just going to do 3 commercials. How about this? How many licks?
Does it take to get to the center of a Tootsie Pop?
All right, where's the beef?
Wendy.
Where's the
That
beef?
sounds like a commercial.
It is. These are
Okay.
commercials.
Oh.
Where's the
Wendy.
beef?
Wendy's. Yeah.
Wendy's.
Wendy's,
Yeah. All right, I got one more. Let's see here. One. It does a body good.
Milk.
Milk.
All right, and this one I didn't even know. I can't even remember this far back, but it's starting to come back. I can't beat the feeling. You can't beat the feeling.
You can't beat
It
Coca-Cola.
It was Coca-Cola, but they didn't say it's like they used to do that. That one, I wouldn't remember that if you would have said that out of nowhere.
Okay.
Cause what's that new one? We can't remember.
Yeah. Coca-Cola changed a lot.
It's been a minute.
They have. So that was some of them. And was one other one that I saw that we did. Oh, Let Go My Ego.
Oh yeah.
The Eggo waffles. That was pretty cool. So we before Coyote goes, we wanted to touch a little bit on the podcast. What is it, like 3 or 4 or 5 minute short podcast information?
Some of them shorter than that.
So we had a couple of questions like, what's the difference between a simp and a nice guy?
Okay. Now, when I'm saying simps are nice guys, I'm not really talking about a true nice guy. What I'm saying that what people call nice guys is not actually a good guy, because nice women don't respect nice guys. Now, when I say that, I don't mean that women don't want guys to be nice. They're not the same thing. See, a nice guy will let you get ate up by a dog. You know what I'm saying?
What?
Standing right next to you, because he's nice, but he also is a coward as well. You know what I'm saying? So it's a thing about being positively imbalanced. So what women most of the time want is a warrior that can be nice.
So what's the difference between a simp and a nice guy?
Okay.
So give us a definition, because I know you got to go, of a simp, and then give us your definition of a nice guy.
Okay. Now, I would have to say a nice guy in the way the world is calling them, the one that I'm saying that women don't actually like, is the guy that's in your DMs. That's why you're not answering them. He's being nice as hell, but you ain't never answered the DM.
He's disrespectful for being in my DM. Period.
Well,
okay, well, let him get his definition, because he's getting up out of here.
He's being nice. He's giving you nice comments. He's not saying nothing disrespectful. He's the one running to the door, open it nowadays. He's the one that's bringing all of. He's the one that's.
He's a so-called nice guy.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. So-called. He's doing the most. Right?
So what you saying? He has a secret motive behind him being nice?
Well, a nice guy just might be a soft guy, and women don't respect soft guys. So I'm not talking about.
That's his definition.
I'm not talking about. I'm talking about how the world looks at nice guys. I'm not talking about the actual nice guy, because an actual nice guy is a warrior that can be nice. Now, a simp is totally different. A simp has an agenda the whole time. The simp is, I'm going to tell you what you want to hear. I'm gonna speak to you with all the women's speaking points to make you feel good, because I'm simping. My only alternative is getting the candy, and by whatever means I get the candy, that's what I'm gonna get it. But I'm gonna so it's nothing wrong. I say in different shows, and this one too. It's nothing wrong with caring for a woman, doing sweet justice for her. But when you do so much for her that you're not on your own mission, where you're not focused on a mission that will secure her life, you didn't did so much simping that she homeless. You done did so much. You so focused on her that you can't focus on building something for her.
So that's a suck up.
Right, his motive is. I don't think it's a. I just think his priorities. It sounds like predatory behavior to me.
Well,
again,
he's simping, but a lot of simps are too weak to be predators.
Okay.
Right.
So I don't think that.
All right. So just so we can be clear, without what is a simp?
A simp is a person that, when people say you simping, they show women a whole lot of overboard affection that's off balance. Meaning that it's so much affection that they not on a mission. So she'll never have no real security.
That's like a thirsty guy who we used to call thirsty.
He's so busy simping. He's so busy simping. He's doing all the things that you say you want, but at the end of the day, he
can't hold up to the end of the bargain. It only can do it for a short.
So what is he doing it? What is he doing it for?
Well, that's what I'm saying.
We'll see. 1 out of 3 men. 1 out of 3 men are virgins. Only 80% of women only mess with 20% of men. So that means he's doing it to actually appeal to try to get some kind of weight into that 20% of men. which he never makes it to, because what she does, once he's a certain amount of nice, she friend zones him. So it's like she has a lot of so-called friends, and once you get in that friend zone box, you stay there. So
Okay.
it's like, yeah.
Women
Well,
put
I
guys
know you
in.
have to go, Coyote.
Yeah.
It's 9:11.
Gotcha.
All right. Is you still good?
Yeah, well, I mean, if she
Go ahead.
Women put guys in friend zones for different reasons, and that is not one of them. Because again, we know if it's probably going to go any further. We know if we're going to sleep with you before you do all those things that you're saying.
So let me ask you
Anyway.
this, and I'll answer the
I
question
just-
because we're both females. But I'm gonna let Uncle Shelton. Where's your bell? Oh, go ahead, Uncle Shelton.
Yeah, I'm working on that bell situation. No, and I'm speaking. I'm just speaking from experience. I've been told that the reason why I wasn't given a chance was because I was too nice,
Understood.
and they felt that they could walk over me and they
Right.
could rule over me. Now, I don't know how you. That's your assumption. I don't know how you get to it, but
Right.
that was the reason. So
Well,
it's
you know
like
what?
I can't.
Let me
really-
elaborate. Let me speak on that. Let me speak on that. Give me a second. Okay, so depending on the person's personality, like I'm a type of personality, and I say this all the time. If I feel like I am more man than you, you're not the man for me.
Right.
Because I'm maybe a little too tough for you. So if you're too sensitive, and I say something and you're feeling like I hate to say it because I feel like I was told it was disrespectful, but if you acting like a girl, every time I say something, you're like, oh, sensitive, then I know that, either I got to adjust my tone
Right.
or adjust the way I speak or adjust my person, because if he's going to be sensitive about everything. So I understand what you're saying, Uncle Shelton, as far as if you're too nice. So if I say, and women will test you, that is one of the tests to see how nice you are and how far they can go. And they will keep pushing and pushing and pushing till they find out where your limit is. Some, you know what I mean? Some are just going to respect you for who you are,
Yeah.
but they're going to test you because men test women. You know what I mean? Just to
Yeah.
see how far we will go. Once you go over there and do this and that and the other, take all your clothes off. No! Oh, okay. I was just wondering, why would you ask me something like that? Well, you don't have to do it. I just asked. I'm like, why are you testing me? Suppose I would have did it. She's a hoe.
I told Dirk that. Didn't I tell you that, Dirk? I said
She's a
that.
hoe.
She a hoe.
Can I
So
say one thing before I walk out the door?
Sure.
yes.
So, and I just want to say this about Shelton, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I know Shelton for a long time. You know what I'm saying? Shelton is not a simp, right? But Shelton is a real nice guy. Even a man would say he's a nice guy. The average woman, now Shelton is also 6 feet, right? Which put him in 15% of guys. Only 15% of guys are 6 feet.
Okay.
So that's already going to place him. He's also a nice looking man, but he is nice. Like he's one of the, let me finish. He's one of the nicest men I have ever met in my life. So being that is so, the average female, right? The average female, the way they respond to a person like that is they think that they're going to be able to take advantage. They're not going to be able to take advantage of him because he's so common sense. Like his brain functions off of common sense, but they going to think because of the fact that he's really a nice guy. So because they are not really nice, and most of in our community, a lot of the females have become more masculine. Then
Here we go.
his energy is going to make them feel, it's going to start shining a mirror on them. Because what happens when you deal with a man that is speaking to you the way you're supposed to be spoken to, but you speaking like your brother, then you're feeling like uncomfortable because you're like, man, why is he so soft?
Nice.
It's not that he's so soft, it's that you too damn hard, but things that got switched around and got messed up, and that's why they looking at you the way they looking at you, and they devalue you the way they devalue you because everything is messed up.
All right. So with that being said,
I agree
with that being
too.
said, to a certain extent, so with Shelton, because that's who we talking about, maybe that person just don't know what kindness is or being nice is. It doesn't have anything to do with the other person because you don't know how to accept kindness and niceness.
That's
That's a
exactly-
you problem.
That's what he
That's
was
not
saying.
a
That's the
Shelton
majority.
problem.
That's exactly what he said.
That's not a Shelton problem, or that's not a man's problem,
No,
or that's
it's
not
not
a
his
woman's
problem.
problem.
No, it's not his
That's
problem.
a you problem, because again, if I'm kind or nice to you, that's just being a freaking human, a human being.
Yeah.
A
And when I
human
say
being.
nice guy, that's not when in the show. That's not what I'm actually calling
Right,
a nice
that's
guy.
different
I'm
nice
talking
guy.
a
You're talking-
pretender.
Okay,
Right,
So
this-
that's predatorial behavior. So let's call it what it is. And
Right.
you talking about a nice guy?
He's not
Predatorial.
really nice.
He's not really nice. That's
And
predatorial.
he's not just a pretender to you.
He's deceptive.
He's
Yes.
a pretender to himself.
Self, right.
He don't have no idea who he is. He don't
Mm-hmm.
know nothing about nature. He just saying this is the only thing I can do to be pretty much appealing to women because they're not interested in me.
But
Right.
again, that's the tactics that he's been using for a very long time, because he's a Decepticon.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what Decepticons do. Because again, their motive isn't genuine. If you're trying to conquer a woman for however reason that you're trying to conquer to get her to do whatever you want her to do, you're a predator. Because again, you can easily say to her, I want you to do X, Y, and Z. And I'm going to use Dirk, because Dirk always use food. I want you to cook me a meal. I want some salmon, jasmine rice, and some vegetables. Versus go around the merry-go-round and get into the DMs. Oh, do you like this, or do you like this, or do you do this?
But some
What's
guys
your
so
favorite
soft,
food?
They don't have the ability to do that.
They do.
No, they don't have.
They
the
just
confidence.
choosing not to. They just choosing.
No,
It's
some
a
guys don't have the confidence. They don't even have the confidence to look at me in my eyes. I'm telling you,
yeah.
some guys are not
That's
made
people.
like that.
Period. People.
You know.
Period.
So,
I don't
Coyote,
think.
I know you gotta go.
Yeah.
We're gonna chat again. Probably get some time in your schedule to come back, and we'll chat again. Let's lead on to the next question. So I saw in the video, Coyote said something about them lacking leadership skills.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But some of these guys, they use their leadership skills to lead people the wrong way.
Exactly.
You know what I'm
so
saying?
so
So
again,
They
you go.
may be an authority,
Mm-hmm.
and they're going to the predatorial thing, as you're saying. They're an authority, and say they have a multi-million-dollar podcast, as Coyote was saying about. Some of them have podcasts. They got money, you know what I mean, and they say things that they believe that these women want to hear. These self-help podcast shows that say, okay, you don't want to be with this guy because he's going to take advantage of you, but all along he's taking advantage of you, if that makes sense.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying?
Makes perfect sense.
Mhm.
Well, that's just like they saying how women are so masculine nowadays. No, it's not that. We always been assertive, especially us. We've always been assertive. We always had to wear multiple roles. We've always had a job, rather inside the house or outside the house. So again, you're upset because we're leading the charge for doing the things that we want to do for our families and our
you know what?
legacies. And
think-
again,
What do you
because
think-
you can't lead as a man, now we're the problem.
Okay,
think it
so what
has
do
to
you
be-
think about that?
I think it has to be separated, like you said with the job.
Mm-hmm.
Like the woman should be able to separate her job, being aggressive or whatever on her job, from her family when she comes home.
Absolutely.
What do you think, Uncle Shall not agree?
Yeah, know your daggone role.
Thank
It ain't
you.
necessary for you to be He-Man, all the time, whatever. It's like, look, there's things that I can't do that you better at.
Absolutely.
Don't play games. I don't mess up with. Don't come on now. You're not going to protect me from that 300-pound dude. You're not going to. I'm gonna try my best. Let's be realistic.
If I'm
here.
strapped,
But
I will.
when it comes,
Yeah, but
That's
we're
a little
gonna ask
different.
You to
See,
take a side
see-
seat on that one.
300.
yeah.
Like, we were just
See,
talking about that
that's the
earlier.
equalizer.
Me and Mr. Majestic Ra, when he said something about the word submission, and the main problem
Oh, I
that
was saying that
was the control
submission
component
come
of
off as
that.
control for women.
And if the man is the leader of the household, you know what I'm saying? I can see us being Bonnie and Clyde getting strapped up. But if he told me to stand down, I should stand down.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so I agree on knowing that, but some are not going to. Wait a minute, you gonna make me miss out on all the fun?
We gonna set it off.
We setting it off up in
We
here.
set it
What?
The whole plan gonna
Yo,
go wrong.
all this time
Gonna be a whole mess.
I was doing target practice, and what you doing? We at the
The range.
the range practicing. I told you I couldn't wait to pop. Girl, if you don't sit your
I think, and
Like,
not
that
only
sound good.
Not only that, I think because the fact that women are leading the charge in a lot of areas that they have already been doing, like the spotlight is just on them, and some of the men may feel like they're being left behind. But you want this traditional lifestyle that your grandparents and your parents had, and that's not the world we live in right now. We're not living in the
It's
world
a different world.
that
But you have to accommodate the situation.
you do have
Like,
to
the same-
accommodate.
The same way you don't
did.
want me to carry you like I carry Tyrone in there.
I'm
You
not
gonna
going
have to come in a certain way.
I'm not
You know
going
what I mean?
to.
It's like,
You're
no,
not.
you're not
but
going
they
to.
are. You're
But
not.
they
Okay,
are.
women that don't want to stand down. Like I said, they don't want to stand down, and I can understand it. If you paint the picture, just like you just did, there's no man in the home. Say he might have been locked up or something, hypothetically. You know what I'm saying? And he finally comes home. He's feeling all those feelings you're saying because she's been running things. She's been making sure. Because a lot of times people think that, oh, once the man is out the house, the whole thing is going to fall apart.
And it
But
doesn't.
this is where the strong black women that they don't want us to ever say, come in. It's like we gotta be strong and stand up. We're not strong just to say that our men are weak. We have to be strong to stand up and not faint because our man is not there anymore. We gotta stand up and say, okay, and talk to our own self, talk to our own flesh. I gotta be strong. I gotta be strong. I gotta be strong. I gotta do this. You know what I'm saying? So I'm gonna have to take care of these kids. I'm gonna have to pay the rent. I'm gonna have to pay the car payments. I'm gonna have to pay all of that. So with all that being said, she may have did that for 5 straight years. This is all she knows, like you said. And when a man
that's what
comes
I was
and
about to say that.
plays,
I was about to say
and
that.
then he's able to take over, she's got to know how to stand down, and it's hard.
It is.
Because she's been carrying it all this time. You know what I'm saying? So now she's like, okay, I'm tough, I'm rough, I wear my afro puffs. You know what I'm saying? I got this. No, sis, sit down. I'm going to answer the door. I'm going to do the things that I'm supposed to do. Let the man be that man, but it's kind of hard because you were both.
Balance.
But and
I
not only
believe in
and
balance.
not yeah, balance is key. However, he has to demonstrate to her
The leadership skills.
the security and the safety, and that is a huge component for women, especially nowadays. You can't give me a wish sandwich and take me into the river where I'm going to sink, knowing I see it.
I'm coming
I see you leading us down
to the river.
right? It's for the whole Titanic, for the whole ship to go down. When I know this, and again,
That's where you have to
especially if you have solidified a foundation
I know.
for us to build upon. Again, as a woman who has to wear multiple hats, we want to stand down. We want a man to lead.
That will not stand down, and the thing is once he comes in the picture, right? And maybe he's not making as much money as you are, right? Like, do you take your money and put it in the account and have him over top of it, or you just take over?
Absolutely not.
See what I'm saying? So that's what I'm trying to say. You have to be able to. So you can't be with that
Absolutely
man
not.
if you know what I'm
Absolutely
saying. And
not.
then a couple months later, he's got a job that's paying more money than you.
And that's fine.
You know what I'm saying?
And that's fine.
And that's what I'm saying. But sometimes it takes time for him to build it up if he just got out of
I don't know,
situation.
because
So all I'm saying is what's happening is what you just proved is that it takes a lot for a woman to stand down after she's been running everything.
Some
It's
women,
hard.
when they make a certain amount of money,
It's
they
hard.
take advantage. Their ego get too big.
Their ego,
They want
it does
They want
become
to run everything in the
unbalanced.
house just
But
based off
she's
of how
been
much
used to
money
it.
she makes.
she's been running the household, so that's the key that most men miss. She's been running. She wants you. She wants you. She absolutely wants you. She's not looking for you because you can finance her And I think we get that distorted sometimes.
So here's the thing that you don't understand that men can explain to you is they have to feel needed.
Oh yeah, well.
So if they don't feel needed,
Regardless of how much
if
money
they
you make.
don't feel needed in a relationship, then that relationship is not for them because that's their purpose. Just like we have to feel needed.
I'm a
if you
helpmate. I'm not
right. That's
an
why I said,
enabler.
but we still have to be. We still. Women want to feel needed too. So if say for instance you cook all the time, right, and you are excellent cook. Your mama, your grandmama, your great grandmother gave you all the recipes, right? And that's what you're supposed to do. Just make sure your family is healthy, right? And then your husband comes in with takeout every night. You follow me?
Horrible.
You follow me? And the worst takeout, all the takeout that's gonna make everybody in the house sick. Now you got a dilemma. Now you got a dilemma, right or wrong.
Right.
Now you got to talk to him and say, listen, that's not your role. My role is to make sure we are healthy. You can help with it, but what you're doing is you helping us get sick. You know what I mean? Well, the kids said you made pie and it's got nothing but healthy vegetables in it and they want takeout, so I bought them takeout. Now you got an issue.
Yeah, he overstepped the boundaries.
He's overstepping his boundaries because you know what your job is and what your whole family and they groomed you to do. Right. You know what I'm saying? And healthy. The food is good. I'm telling you, the food is healthy. There's nothing wrong with it because she got all the recipes from great grandma. The food tastes fabulous. The kids are spoiled.
So that's when he needed to.
Exactly. So that's the point that I'm making is that when a person has their purpose, right? And you take that away from them, somebody's going to go another way. It's like you're going to either lose your skills, you know what I'm saying, because you're not utilizing them. So now when they want you to cook, you're going to be like, how you feel about wanting to cook now?
I don't want to.
You don't. You feel horrible. So that's how the man feels when it comes time for him to lead if you don't allow him to lead. You know what I'm saying? Because he knows that's what he is designed to do.
So with that being said, when you say all these men who wants to lead, who's teaching them how to lead? Because again, I'm gonna go back to.
But I'm going back to your grandmother taught you how to cook, right?
Right.
So you know how to cook,
right?
So now, if the man that you pick, he knows how to lead. You're not gonna pick somebody that don't know how to lead.
I'm definitely not.
I know you're not.
What's your definition of a leader?
A leader doesn't have to be loud and voiceful either. For me, you can lead quietly. You don't have to be one of those guys who have to be seen and like, oh, do this, do that, do this. You can give me a look, and I'm just gonna be like, oh, okay, yeah, a subtle look, and I'm gonna just pipe down like, oh, okay, he got this, or take charge. Like, I started this. Hey, come in and help me do this. I started this, or what have you. Look, this is the next project we supposed to work on. I'm gonna do this, this, and this. I need you to do this, this, and this. It's just a communication.
So what happens
piece.
if he doesn't do that part? Well, how does that make you feel?
That's how then you're leading the charge. Then you have to step in because the project still has to be completed.
So how does it make you feel when he doesn't do his part?
Underappreciated.
And then what do you say to him?
Like, hey, we agreed to do this, this, and this, and you said that you want to do this. I did my part.
So you saying he got to help you?
We got to help each other. Yes. We're collaborating together. We're the collaboration. We're the partnership. But if the ship don't move, we sink. And that's what most people don't understand.
You gotta keep doing it.
He can. And again, you don't always have to be hands-on. It could just be simple as giving him words of encouragement.
Right.
It could be just simple as making sure that he have all the tools that he needs.
Exactly. And vice versa.
Right. All the equipment that he need. Hey, honey, I ordered you this drill. Because you said you was going to start building the deck. I got the lumber coming in. You feel me?
I think it also comes down to listening to each other as well.
Right.
Being a good listener.
Right. I think it has a lot to do with trusting who you are and your partner.
You definitely got to trust them.
Who the partner is. Because, again, what works for me may not work for Sonji. What works for me may not work for you, Dirk. Again, it's what works for the individual, and we keep trying to cluster everybody together in these types of groups and relationships.
I hate it.
And it's not working. And then it's like, oh, he's this and she's that. No, that's not what I want to do.
What you know how to do.
Right, and that's not what I want to do. Are we healthy? Are our bills paid? Can we go on vacation whenever we feel like it?
Mm-hmm.
Like, certain things are important to me that may not be important to Sonji. You feel me?
It's true.
So
But I know that when it comes to things that we do that we need to help each other with, prime example, we talked about the food, right?
Mm-hmm.
So another thing that women always complain about, and not the toilet seat, is trash. It's taking out the trash, right?
Oh, yeah.
While we're cooking, you know what I'm saying? It's like when we're cooking, we accumulate a lot of trash.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of times we even clean the refrigerator out while we're cooking. Like, we're dumping stuff out and then we're cooking, and we might clean and then we cook, because most of the time they clean first and then we cook.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
We accumulate trash. We might dump some food out, and then that has to go out. You know what I'm saying? So we'll say, okay, baby, one time, could you take the trash out?
Could you take the trash out?
And then
Well,
they say,
You don't have to tell me
okay.
to take the trash
They
out.
may say, okay.
Basically, he should know that already.
That's
Right.
what. But we
Our backgrounds are
assume.
switching up. Mhm.
But we assume that he knows, and that's another thing. We assume that this guy knows those basic things as far as
Well,
you're
they
supposed
do
to
know.
take the trash out. I feel like they know,
But they
just
know, but they may
choosing
be
not
comfortable
to.
at the time. They may be comfortable and don't feel like taking it out at the time. They just came home from work, back hurt, all kinds of stuff. But my thing is like, okay, so you don't want me to touch the trash, but the trash is still sitting here. So
I would still do it. I don't know about.
So do
my
you
back
think we
hurting
should take the
excuse and all
trash
that.
Right.
out? Do you
Come
think
on,
that us
Shelton.
women
Do your wife
should
have
take
to
the
tell
trash
you?
out?
Did your wife have to tell you to take the trash out?
If I gotta drag it out.
No, but at the
Right.
same time, because I know the cost of those daggone trash bags, you gonna
Right.
fill that trash up before I'm taking it out, because we ain't wasting money like that. I ain't got money like that.
Right. So
Yeah,
certain things, again, like I say, gender roles that are there without even having to communicate. Like, even if I was to take the trash out because I'm on my way out and I can throw the trash, or
I don't want to do it every day.
I don't want to do it right. I don't want to do it every day or
No
every
one in
week.
my bed
Will I
don't
do
want
it?
to have to
Does
cook every day.
but does that make me masculine? You feel me? Or is that
Exactly.
helping the household? Because if the trash stay in the house too long,
It stinks.
the people from the outside, the animals from the outside can get inside.
Yeah. Animals.
Right. So is that? But that doesn't make me masculine. That
That's
makes
like
me
the
helping
same
my
as-
household.
Do
However,
it if you wasn't there.
however, if I do something else that helps the household, then I'm being masculine. I'm not letting you lead. But I just
That's
took the
just like,
trash out, homeboy.
No, the-
I just
the
took the
masculine
trash
part is that
out, and
base
you
that you
didn't
put in
say
your voice.
nothing.
You fussed me out.
And you didn't say anything when I took the trash out. I wasn't being a man then. You feel me? I was just helping the household. I was helping us. But the minute
And
I do
plus, it might
something
be
else,
too heavy for it.
no, man, get out of here. It's a double standard, and that's the problem.
Well,
That's the problem.
Right.
That's
And I just think I was just using the trash as an example.
Right. That's a perfect
Another
example, though.
example of just
That's a
stuff
perfect
that we
example.
don't want to do. So a lot of times when they say we want to lead, a lot of times we don't want
We
to.
don't want to
But we
But-
don't want to. We don't want to
live in a
fall.
dirty house.
We don't want to fall
with
we don't
stinking
wanna have to
trash.
Worry about anything.
No, I don't either.
Right. And you want to come into the house, and it smells good, and it's fresh.
Right.
They gonna be
So then you're going to look
us.
at me like any other time you took the trash out if I didn't. I ain't a man then.
So you
I'm
know,
gonna go back to it. Like, let's pick your poison again. Certain things don't need to be said, but again, when we trying to justify,
So say like she been there all day and he just coming in, and the trash is overfilled, and
then
it's
she's
not heavy.
nasty.
Right.
She's
and
nasty,
He,
and that's
he might get on her about that. Like,
yeah, and I
will
agree.
pick the trash
Like,
up,
you've
put it
been
in
home
there
all
in the
day for
bag.
whatever reason, and you didn't take the trash out. That's just a you. Again, that's a you problem. That's
Yeah.
a character
instead
flaw
of
in
just
you.
wait for him to get home.
Right,
and
I'm
do
gonna
it.
wait all day for you to get home so you can take the trash out.
Yeah. See.
If it wasn't too heavy or we had too much trash, that's a different
Yeah,
story.
yeah.
But I would say something like, hey, I left the trash for you to take out because It was too heavy.
Yeah.
And that's just an example of you helping each other. And I
Another
just
one is money.
Oh
Like
gosh.
if one
Money?
is good at
Mhm.
if one is good at budgeting
oh
money, then the
Lord,
other
today,
is.
yes.
Oh, do
I
we
just-
really want to go into this money piece?
Well, we went into it before,
Woo.
and we our conclusion was that I
Date
just
how
think-
you weigh.
I just think that if you don't know how, learn.
Date-
Period.
Date.
Period. Learn how to before you get into a relationship, and if you're in a relationship, find out how she does it and learn it from her. I wouldn't agree with
You can't mix Honda with Bugatti. You can't
Right.
mix it. Like you cannot
God.
mix it. You cannot. And sometimes that's what some of the issues are. It's not the fact that he make less money. He can probably make less money. However, if he got a Honda mindset and got a Bugatti mindset, we not gonna mesh anyway.
What if he make less money and he know how to budget his money better than
Then
she
that's
do?
a different story. Because if she just taking her money and doing whatever she want to do with it,
Just
and not
want
thinking
it.
about tomorrow,
Man, I need
she
a
not
purse.
right,
I just bought a $700 purse.
right.
So
Like
would you
that's the
say
whole.
he's better,
and
he
the rent is
he
due.
should budget both of their money then?
Yes.
No, I think
Yes.
depending
I
on the
agree.
time
I agree
frame
on
and
that.
what have I would think. I would show the person because again, if you
Definitely
just
show 'em how to do it.
and do for a person, then you get them dependent upon you.
Yes.
Versus
And you don't want
just
that.
teaching them like, hey, I do this, do
But
this,
people
and
do
do
that. They want them to.
They
be
want them to be
dependent on, so they don't leave them.
codependent.
And that brings me into the afraid of losing situation Coyote was saying in the reel about the nice guys or the simps are just afraid. They do everything that she asked them to do because he's afraid of losing her.
That makes you codependent. Like you want to be. That's a codependent, like a mother child.
You set
Type of
yourself
relationship.
up for abuse.
Yeah, and it can become abusive and
You're setting
dysfunctional.
yourself up for
And as they
abuse.
say, toxic nowadays.
Yeah.
They don't say dysfunction anymore.
Abusive, toxic, dysfunction.
You know,
We going
yeah.
to the 80s with the
You
words they
think
said
that's
back
his
then.
mom instead of his
right?
girl
Instead
or
of his
wife?
helpmate or his partner. Again, and people don't look at abuse as emotional, mental. All they look at as abuse is mainly physical.
Oh yeah, and I mean, I think they're looking at it in all
Financial
types of ways
abuse
now because
is
of mental
Of squandering
health.
the money, like
Yeah, yeah.
we living off of your money. I get to do what I want with my money. What you mean I can't go shopping? Girl, go pay the BG&E bill.
Pay the bills.
Pay the bills on time. Don't put half the money on the bill.
Yeah, so that breaks up a lot of relationships. But then if you're
She could be
working
like, well,
together,
you need to make more money.
yeah,
And
Well,
sometimes making
yeah.
more money is not the problem if you can't manage it. You have to be able to
Exactly.
manage the money that you have.
Correct.
Be a good steward
Yes, it's
of your
absolutely correct.
finances.
Uncle Shelton,
Yeah.
what you think about the men that he said that are on the thing on his reel about afraid of losing their woman, and that's why they're so nice.
You know,
He took a
you,
side.
you can't be that. Not as no man. I'm gonna have to revoke your man card on that because you know.
Uncle Shelton, why?
Well, because the thing about it is here. Look, okay, long time ago. You know, when I'm first touching tail, I'm gonna just put it like that. You know, when you first get a dip in the pool, you want to hold on to that coolness that you felt. You know, so you might be a little bit, little insecure about some things. You might want to do whatever it takes to hold on because you don't know when the next pool gonna come around. You don't know. You're not sure. But as a grown man, you done swam in some pools. There's many a pools. You ain't got to be concerned about not being able to have the one. There's plenty of pools around that you can dip and swim in and that type thing. So you don't need to be all on that. Oh, if I do this, I'm going to lose it. No. I bypassed that a long time ago. Ain't got time
And
for
that
that
person's
fool.
just not for you.
It's too
You're
many.
gonna end up losing them anyway if you're that afraid.
Yeah, well, yeah.
Because your fear is there for a reason.
Because you already know that something is wrong.
Well, yeah, and you're not, and that's why I say that's for rookies. You know, that's like when you ain't used to nothing. You know,
Go ahead.
you's a rookie. You know what I'm saying? Like okay, case in point, you ever met people? You get in their car. don't spill nothing in my car. Negro, you think I plan on spilling stuff in your car? Act like you had something before. You know what I'm saying? You ain't got to be all that. You ain't got to tell me not to spill. What type of dumb ish is that? You gonna tell me don't spill something? Like I'm gonna come in here with a big old glass of Kool-Aid and deliberately spill it on your car.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
Well,
really? You really gotta do
when
that?
I hit that corner, baby, spill my yak.
I assume that if you spill
Watch out for
something,
them
it is an
corners.
accident.
Right.
You know, it's an accident. It happens. You know, but it's
Don't
like,
have no accidents in my
if it
car.
does happen, what is it? It's a car. You know what I'm saying? It's
Man,
it's a
I don't
car.
wanna be riding around
I've
But
had
again,
more than
like,
one car.
They
You know,
never had anything. That's the whole thing. Like, and again, that's with women.
Exactly.
So
Listen,
they
Exactly.
they
That's
dated
the
these
point.
type of women, and this is the only women they could get. And now because their finances have changed, and they think that I can date her now. However, you still haven't grown into that person. That your money has grown, you haven't grown.
All right, so let me switch it over. The part about being bored. If a guy is too nice, and he's romantic, and he's just always romantic, she may end up getting bored. Have you had that situation?
You said if a guy's too nice.
Yeah, in the reel, he said something. I may not be quoting it all the way, but he said something about if they're too nice and they're romantic all the time, the woman might get bored with them, and then she's off with the pool boy.
Right.
Nah,
I think that's just a character flaw for her.
So.
And again, integrity.
Well, let me let him answer it.
Goes to her.
Because I'm not romantic all the time. You don't have to be romantic all the time. Because that's being too nice, actually.
Romantic all the time. What's your idea of romantic?
I mean, what we both like. Like, if it's just a little picnic or something, feeding each other strawberries or something. It could be something small. It don't have to be, a big thing, but yeah, it could be something small.
Right. And what's your idea of romantic, Uncle Shelton? If you think you would do something that was overboard that she'll get bored with.
From a romantic standpoint, because when I'm thinking about boredom, it's just not the romantic aspect. It's like if it's no drama, if it's nothing interesting that can get her blood pressure, her eyebrows arched for a few minutes or so, stuff like that. Like, she ain't even worried about possibility of numbers in your pocket because you're Clark. You're not going to do that. You know what I'm saying? That type thing. It gets boring when you're bored in the boom boom room. When you don't do when it's so safe, missionary the whole time.
He's too safe.
Say again.
Romantic. So the in the skit, the guy was giving the girl flowers, and she looked at him like he was crazy. So she must obviously he may give her flowers every day. So that might be a little overboard. You know what I mean?
She didn't like him from the beginning. I think she she didn't like him from the beginning. So she took
that. I believe. Okay, so say for instance, a gentleman. It's all about him being creative. You know what I'm saying? So even if he's not a simp or he's just a regular whatever, and if he brings me. Say the gentleman brings me a dozen of roses, right? Today. Then the gentleman bring me another dozen roses tomorrow. Same roses. Day after.
I'ma like it.
And then after that.
And I'ma like it.
I'm talking about me though. You may like that. You know what I'm saying? It will bore me.
It would?
Yes, because I don't like redundancy. I don't like if he bring me say he bring me red roses and then tomorrow he bring me pink roses. And then the next day he brings me yellow roses. I'm excited because it's a different color. So the next day I'm thinking, I wonder what color roses he's going to bring me the next day. Yes, because it's different.
That's something you probably would have to communicate to him.
But if he bring me the same color roses every day, is no excitement to that. You know what I'm saying? It's like, so I'm saying that means that his intentions is not to really excite me. He's just doing it You know what I mean? Simping, as he says, simping. He's just gonna keep bringing me roses, and for all I know, he's bringing the girl down the hall the same red roses. He got a whole truck of roses. He keep bringing me the same roses. Oh, I'm talking about me specifically. What bores me as an individual? You have something that bores you as an individual that a man might think is romantic, but if it's redundant and it's not really spontaneous, it's just the same thing every single day. And I'm talking about it's a romantic gesture.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Not like, oh, he gets your coffee, your tea every day. That's beautiful. I love that because even if it's the same cup of coffee every day, he knows that's what I like. And that's not that. Now I'm talking about a romantic gesture that doesn't have no creativity to it at all. I'm bored. You know what I mean? I will get bored. Like, yo,
I don't think men have that type of creativity
my
in them.
roses from yesterday is still here. Like, what? Can y'all come get these? I'm calling my girlfriends. Can you come and get these? I've seen it like on shows and stuff, you know, where
That's
guys
so
just
unappreciative.
It's not. It's just why are you wasting your money?
Tell
why
him.
Are you wasting your money on these roses every single day?
Because he likes
Give me something else.
Tell him that.
Be creative.
Tell him
That's
that.
what I'm saying. And
tell him that way you will not get bored.
Still does it. That's some simping crap.
No, then he has a hidden agenda.
That's simping. That's what I'm saying. But if it's a gentleman,
predatorial,
right? So I'm just saying he's
deceptive.
Lack of communication. There.
Yeah, because if you say, "Oh, hey, babe, thank you for the flowers. I wonder what color you're gonna get me tomorrow."
So that's what I'm saying to I'm not saying nothing. If you gonna be creative, you be. I'm just know anybody that knows me knows you gotta be creative. If you try and be romantic, I'd rather you not do nothing if you gonna keep doing the same thing. I don't even like watching the same stuff over and over and over again. I'm like, are we gonna watch this again? We just watched this whole 7 series last week.
Okay.
Like, I want to learn something else. I can't learn from this same red roses all over. You bring me some yellow roses. I'm like, okay, well, how did they do the yellow roses?
Bring her some lilies. Bring her some tulips. Or maybe just change the flower. Maybe because I like my flowers. I like my flowers. I don't like the now while I'm alive, I can smell them.
I love flowers, but I just don't want the same daggone flower every day.
I probably would tell him that, so he wouldn't be sipping.
Every day he bring you some different flowers.
What I'm saying is the example.
What flower mean today?
Yeah,
I would love that because that's creativity.
Because then he can put a meaning to it, right? He can put a meaning. He can put a meaning to it. So I bought you these red roses because of whatever.
If you bring me another dang red rose in here after you done sent me 6 dozens of roses, so I got a rose every a dozen of roses every day, the same damn color.
Okay.
You do not give a damn about me.
Nah, he done paid his money, went to the florist, picked them up, and brought them home, and she don't care, and he don't care about her.
Robbed the rose truck.
That's terrible.
He done robbed the little man off the. With the
I'm not with Sonji on that. Y'all know I'm not with Sonji on that.
Because he could be bringing you paternity, saying that he the daddy and you ain't the mom. You know what I'm saying? You up there, you talk about the flowers.
A romantic gesture that can turn boring. That's all I'm saying.
A romantic gesture that can turn boring.
What is your romantic gesture that you think you can turn boring?
It's not. I don't know. I think because my schedule is so hectic majority of the time that quality time for me is like at the top of my list versus quantity time. Like I want to make
suck.
I don't think
y'all don't know what romantic is.
When she say
no, but the thing about it is, but how you it's kind of like, how can you look at it in that way? That's what my question is, because I'm kind of like, that's kind of like me saying if you complimented me. If you complimented me every day,
I'm talking about
if you gave me a
gesture.
If you gave me a compliment every day,
and
it could be the same compliment every day, I appreciate it every day you say, because you ain't had to do jack. You know what I'm saying? It's like I don't have time to be like, oh, that's the same thing. You can't say nothing different. I don't give a freak about that. It's a compliment. It's
good morning. You can use good morning as an example. If he tells you good morning,
here's what I'm saying to you guys. Y'all getting it. Y'all not listening. What is a romantic gesture that you think you can grow bored of? Because in the skit he said that women grow bored from these romantic gestures. So I want to
I don't
know
know.
how a person's going to get bored unless, like you say, they just don't like them.
Right, that's all. Only thing I can get is
But that's
that
the-
she really don't really care for him too much for him to get bored.
Right.
For her to get bored, she's not
it's
that
not the-
invested in him. That's why she's bored, because I can't see.
Right.
Even I understand what you're saying with the different color of the flowers and things, but the fact that he bought me flowers is the appreciation, like, and the value that he sees value in me, that he's gonna go and get me flowers daily,
every day.
Again, it's no difference than my coffee or tea. So I can't. I don't like him. That's let's be honest. I don't like him. If I'm getting bored with him,
So
I don't like
if
him.
he brings you a flower that you do not like,
I will tell him, like, hey, I don't like these
but
flowers.
he still brings them to you.
Then
And this
he
is
don't
his
like
romantic-
me.
So that's what I'm saying. So the whole point is, it's like these guys are doing whatever they can to try to romance you, right? But sometimes if it's not genuine, they go overboard. And these, even though it's not you, some women, you could give them anything and they're not really appreciative because, as you say, they don't really like them. You will get more, as you just said, Shelton, from a compliment.
Right.
You'll get more from spending time with them, but it's like they don't really, they want things. They want you to buy them things.
But you
know
can
what I'm
feel
saying?
the motives
But I
and the
think it's
intentions
different, though.
behind it, and I think we try to negate away from that. You know that is a different motive or intention behind it. So we just going along with the rigmarole of he's doing these nice things.
You don't like him to begin with.
Yeah, you don't like her. Like
It's
he,
kind-
yeah.
You know, that's different because if you like and let alone and damn straight if you love them,
right.
they could give you the same role, whatever, every day and so on so because that's how you feel about them. But if it's
Right.
somebody that you ain't
Don't
feeling,
do that
of
to
course
me.
you were bored just by them being there.
Right, you annoyed. It's not even
You're
boredom. It's
annoyed.
really annoyed. I'm really annoyed
like-
with your ass. Don't bring that. Don't bring them damn stinking
Don't
roses.
bring me no same daggone roses every day. I don't want you wasting your money. Don't waste your money.
Bring her some kitty litter. I don't know.
I'm saying, I'm
I
not.
get it. Different people like different.
Bring us some
Roses
movie
and
candy.
flowers are very expensive.
Yeah.
You know, they're very expensive. And I don't want you wasting your money on the same thing. You know, bring me some tulips. Bring me something
I
else.
said that. Like I would tell him to. I would
Bring me
ask. I
something
would
else.
ask him like.
I
Bring
would
me
be
some
blown
weeds.
away. I would be blown away. You bring me roses. You bring me tulips. You bring me some exotic flower, and I'm like, oh my god, these are so beautiful. But if you bring me,
But what
the
if you had like a
same
favorite
flower
chocolate?
every
What if you had
day,
like a favorite chocolate and he bought it home every day? Because women love chocolate.
I wouldn't be mad. But then after a while, when my teeth start falling
This
out,
is it. See, she's hard to please.
Yeah,
She's
see,
hard
she done
to
switched it up.
please.
She
Because
done switched it
again,
up.
About something wrong with everything he brings.
Thank you. The kind gesture is, this is her favorite chocolate. I'm gonna bring her
that's
chocolate
why I don't
home.
get nothing.
I'm gonna bring her chocolate truffles home, and I bought you chocolate truffles home,
The thing
and
is,
you love them. So how are you having a problem with it?
I don't have a problem with it. Don't bring
You're
it to me every
problematic.
day. Don't
You're
give it to me
problematic.
every day. I'm not.
Sonji is
I don't like
problematic at this point.
redundance. I don't like the same stuff.
This
over and
is
over
your
and over.
favorite candy.
Well, I don't have a favorite candy. I like all candy.
Sonji is problematic.
Bring her
She's
different
pissing
candy.
over here.
It's problematic.
She's problematic. She's
No.
problematic.
But
She's
then-
problematic.
But that's. But you know
That's just,
what?
I'm gonna use another example.
they really gotta do it.
I'm gonna use another example. He gas your car up every week.
Oh, I love that.
Now that's redundant.
That I don't care. Any
Now,
services.
what?
I just don't want you spending your money on stupid stuff, thinking it's making me happy and it's going to make me fat
This is it.
eventually.
Look,
You know what I'm saying?
listen.
You gotta strategize on your romantic gestures. You just gotta think
You
about
have to be
it.
appreciative.
I appreciate the fact that you try to make me fat and lose all my teeth.
This is it. She'll take the gas man for every week, but she won't
Message
take
so
these
distorted.
roses.
He really gotta know her.
She problematic at this
Listen,
point.
if you try and
He
date
really
me,
gotta know
you
what she
won't
like.
date me because you be like, hell no.
She crazy. She gonna push the line.
crazy.
You get this line, she gonna push the line up. She gonna push the line up, and she gonna push the line to you over the edge.
Oh, man.
She gonna ruin it for the
And
next
she
one.
gotta go to the
That's
edge.
why we on the edge
Gonna
right
ruin
now.
it for the next one.
This is why.
Right.
So I still trying to get the romantic stuff from you guys because y'all not giving it to me.
I just said pumping the gas every week on Friday, and you said you don't
Y'all
have a problem with it.
homework is, all of y'all homework is to find a romantic gesture. You know what I'm saying? Next week
That
and let
we're
us know.
annoyed by,
But it-
right?
Yo, I mean, you can have it annoyed or I'm just saying, if you do, all right, say, what do you think is romantic is usually nasty with men? You know, a woman wearing necklace.
Men aren't as challenging as
but
we
some
try to make it.
Some are. So some people
Then
are
he
romantic.
is not. If he
So-
problematic like Sonji, get rid
What
of
I'm
him.
saying.
Yeah,
What I'm
Because
saying.
he's
I'm not
problematic.
problematic. I'm not problematic. I am specific.
And you can be, and you can have.
Right.
I believe in having standards. I believe in having boundaries. I
I don't
believe
like
in having
redundance.
respect.
I don't like that.
However, let's not be problematic. So
No.
again, you may
Ain't
not.
nobody send me them flowers. They not crazy. They not wasting that money.
They bet not.
No.
They bet not.
No, I had people send me
Okay,
flowers
I'ma
before.
I'm
Come
gonna
on,
tell
Uncle
you a
Shelton.
gesture
Tell them.
I got tired of. Boring booty.
I
Yeah,
got
let's
you.
go with
I
that.
got you.
Dead
I got
fish
you.
booty. You know, it's like, okay, do something.
We
Move.
get tired of that
You know what I'm
too,
saying?
Uncle Shelton.
You know what I'm saying?
And
Let
women,
them want to hear this story.
Women
And
don't
then
talk
You
can
know
about
what I
tell me
mean?
why you tired.
Do something.
Don't-
Because it's not enough. Look. Like I say, I'm a grown man. I done been in some pools. You can't just give me the pool and say, take a jump, and I'm going to be cool with that. No. I want a split splash. I want a backstroke. I want to, you know what I'm saying? I want deep sea diving. You know what I'm saying? I want to do all this. You can't just give me
I
the
agree.
water and just be like, okay, it's here. I'm
flavor
allowing
like
you
it
to
is.
come in.
I don't-
It's,
like a guppy.
you just going
Wow, he just took
up and do something. You know what I'm saying?
But you know
Move.
what? Go ahead.
That's a good one, though.
Talithia,
And I agree. I'm in 110% agreement with you. Because, no offense. Did y'all know I love y'all? Men can give out some trash.
whoa.
And think because they
I'm
lay
not
and thinking they
co-signing.
laying. And you
I ain't
not. You
co-signing that.
trash. You born. You doing one way. Because you all into self-pleasuring just so you can get your thing off. What about me?
Yeah. I got you. So
Yeah.
you say they should have at least 4 different I'm gonna call it poses.
Signature
Something.
moves.
Like
Signature
make
moves.
make it excitement.
Moves, 4 moves.
I want to be turned on too.
Don't let one do all the work.
Right. You want me to do all the work and you just lay there like a bump on a log. No, that's trash and I don't want to do it no more.
Because if I'm in the mood,
Because
I'm
the fun out of it. Now it's boring.
Oh my God,
I
Right.
don't.
yeah, so
Because they think
I
Man,
don't like
some
it.
that's the boring. Okay.
some men
I'm not
think
gonna let
that
you do all the
women
work.
don't get tired of them being boring too. Y'all can be boring
Right.
in the bed. Because all y'all trying to do is get your thing off. And I understand it.
not
Yeah.
really.
Well, you know what? I think
Yeah.
some think that if they stay in one place and the woman is pleased, they want to stay where she's pleased, because if they switch over to another one and she don't like that, you know what I'm saying? But that takes away from the experimentation of knowing your person. You know what
I
I'm saying?
just feel like
Communication. Ask her what she's like.
me personally,
Yeah, those times. Yeah.
Ask her
Alright.
what she like.
There are those times. Those times
Y'all
where,
Y'all see, I
wait
ain't
a minute.
interrupting them,
You
right?
done-
Just watching. Any other time, I'd be like, wait a minute,
You
wait
done-
a minute. I'm like,
you got a combination. You on the right number. You almost there. You just got to turn just a second over. Just a second over.
right?
Right.
I just feel like you a lazy lay and you're selfish.
Oh, dang.
Yeah, see, I'm not saying.
Tell her how it is. Tell her how it is.
That's why I had to get my mind together and like.
Derek putting it on.
Yeah,
nothing
I
like
see.
that,
I
so-
see.
He only
You
want
went
to
on
be
the
in the
end for
same
real.
level of the conversation.
You got tea turning red. Gotta turn it off.
Somebody told you that your stroke game is.
She
that, and it's really not. It's basic, but at the same
Somebody.
time,
But you know what I
Somebody
heard,
get to your
and
fan.
I'm gonna tell you what I heard, Talithia. I'm not gonna lie. I ain't gonna lie to you. And I'm not gonna be what you call it, explicit. I'm not gonna be vulgar. I'm just gonna say I've heard that sometimes people hold back. You know what I'm saying? Because they testing the waters too. Then there's ones that
That
come,
could be the case sometimes.
and then there's one that go hard because they don't plan on coming back.
go hard. Don't
I can believe that. I can believe that.
And the
You know,
chicks be
once-
turning their phone
One
up.
shot, one kill.
listen.
Kill. So I've heard that some people do hold back and stuff, but I'm just letting everybody know. Public
Sometimes
service
if he go
announcement.
too hard, he
Don't
wouldn't be
hold
the-
back on
he
Toledo.
could-
No,
We're
no.
gonna talk about you on the air.
Public service announcement, like it has to be a partnership. You have to not only lay in the bed and be intimate and get your rocks off.
So how many,
you gotta
how
make
many
sure
moves, How many moves do you like to feel like you accomplished
at least
a
3.
non-boring session?
3.
How many moves?
How many other moves it take?
Come on, Tootsie Roll.
Show ass that.
And we know that it's not every session is gonna be.
I don't know what he's drinking over here. He's got some ginger. He's getting ready, you know. But I agree. What about you, Uncle Shelton?
My whole thing is, I don't
How
know.
many?
How many moves does it take
Uncle
to get to the center
of the Tootsie Roll pop. Come on.
without
I would
it
say-
being boring to you?
I would say a good night is at least 4.
Yeah,
4 moves.
that's
At
it.
least
Okay.
4. I think a good
Alright.
night. Yeah.
Yeah.
But again, you know that, and then granted, piggyback off what T said. It's like it's a circumstantial type thing. Like it's not going to be that all the time. Let's say, for
Right.
example, because sometimes you got to be up early in
Right,
the
you gotta
morning,
get in and get out. I get that.
or
You
you
gotta
about
get
to
in-
go to
get
work
in and get
or
out. I
something
get
like
that.
you got to move. But when you got that time where okay, I got the weekend.
I got about 2 hours to spare. Let's get this thing
I done
going.
got that ginseng all up in my system. I got things going. Oh, you know what I'm saying? It's gonna be a good night tonight. You know what I'm saying?
Right, tonight is a good, tonight
Yeah.
is a good night.
Yes.
I don't know what to say about all this non-sexual talk.
But again, that's another
We just
thing.
talk about
If
pools.
you
We just
talk
talk about
about
pools.
You,
Boring.
if you talk about
the redundancy that will make you boring.
so again,
it will make you boring.
and again, if you all out for self especially in the bedroom, she gonna get bored and may go off.
Yeah, and I mean that's what he said. And she get the pool boy.
Right, because the pool boy gonna flip her with the noodle. He got he gonna flip her with the noodle like he got the noodle. Like
I got that extra.
And it's no
Sometimes
strings
I don't
attached.
mind letting her, get hers and me not even get mine.
That's
Sometimes I'm cool with that.
Are you trying to solicit on this show?
No,
It's
I'm just saying I've done
I
that.
don't want to hear
we
nothing.
gotta screen all the women for Dirk. Anyway,
just
so
had
you
the
already
perfect-
know you gotta go through this right
Public
here.
service announcement.
This
You gotta go
right.
through a whole panel because Dirk
Dirk ain't the one or the
he
two.
come with instructions.
Right.
He will push you out the bed.
And you gonna be all over the edge.
But he gonna push you in that closet and get in there
All
with
in the closet.
you. Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
put 'em in the
it.
closet, tell 'em have a talk with the Lord.
That's right.
Start
Talk with the Lord.
Start talking.
I'm done.
Yes. So
Yeah.
next week we're gonna go and decipher another one of those shows. I think it was the ego one. And then we'll talk about the unbalance of egos. Because everyone has them, women and men.
The pride and ego for men nowadays
got
is
id
an
and
all-time
super-
high
super-
with
super
audacity.
egos.
The audacity of men.
Egos are way too big now.
ego.
Yeah, the audacity and the egos is at an all-time high. Like, you're not even all that, babes. Sorry.
Yeah, they be all online going back and forth at each other like
Yeah.
they ready to fight each other.
Yeah.
Oh, that's what we're gonna talk about. And we're gonna talk about should we stroke each other's egos?
No. I'm gonna give you a compliment.
And what's the difference between stroking the ego and encouragement? You know, so you guys check it out. We'll be back next Monday. And I'll let you guys know we're not gonna do the 70s. We'll do that next month. Y'all come in with y'all bell bottoms.
70s? Oh my God.
This is creative though. It's gonna be
I was only born 77.
I was born in 67.
So, see, you can do. You remember? I don't remember.
That's why she want to do these 70s and 80s.
I remember good times.
I mean, I remember that show. I used to like that show.
I remember, what's that?
Oh,
All in
yeah,
the Family.
All in the
Oh,
Family.
man.
Yeah, sorry.
You know, Sonji is a TV buff and a movie buff. That's her thing.
What's happening and what's happening now?
Y'all know she a TV and movie buff.
Yeah, was that in the 70s? I don't know. All I know is I was a baby, but I watched all the reruns. I was the kid that sat all the way in front of the TV when your parents told you not to with them big TVs, and I'm blind as hell now.
With a big TV that sat on the floor.
It was on the floor.
It was on the
top of another TV.
Right.
They didn't have remotes.
You got three channels and Karen's on. And that remote, when we finally got it, was big as crap.
Yes.
I had remotes. I thought
we did. We eventually
well, that's
got
after the rabbit. After the rabbit
remote,
is.
but it was big as crap.
It was.
You could hit each other in the head with a
anyway, remember putting aluminum foil on
the TV, on the ends.
My brother broke the antenna one time and pulled wood in the TV, and we got a beat.
Shit.
No more TV.
I didn't do it. It popped and everything. He said, "I wonder what'll happen if I do this." I was like, "What type of experiment?"
You trying to blow the TV up.
He did.
He was being creative.
I thought he was going to die. I was like, "This boy."
So you
So y'all homework is, and y'all can drop some romantic stuff in our comments, because these guys, only thing they know that is romantic is sex and quality time.
Right.
But they don't have the romantic gestures in between it. You know, I don't think nobody does it the way they used to. But if they do, I stand corrected. Drop it in the inbox. Tell me some of the stuff y'all do. Travel to the Poconos and get inside that little champagne.
We gonna be asleep by the time we get there.
And fill it up with champagne. Do something cute. Y'all boring.
You say boring romantic gestures. That's the hard part.
Thank you, darling. Thank you.
The pandemic made y'all simps.
We gonna fall asleep the first night anyway.
The pandemic made y'all soft.
You gonna come home, drink a glass of wine.
Y'all simps, y'all ain't trying to do nothing nice for nobody.
Fall right out on the couch.
All right, Uncle Shelton, you gonna do something romantic this weekend with your wife, and you gonna tell us about it next Monday. You know, not in detail. Just a gesture.
Yeah.
Right? Don't give her the same flower every day.
Oh God. Give her flowers.
Uncle Shelton said he might be nice, but he don't do that.
Listen, y'all don't give her the same moves every day. Try some new moves.
Can
you show me some moves?
Yeah.
Don't be That's right. Don't be out for self.
As Kyle said, don't be simping and pipping.
Right.
Don't be nice just to be nice. Be nice and be nice at it.
Right.
Woo! What y'all know about that? All right, guys. We see y'all later. I think you have to step out. And we talk to y'all next week. You're on the edge.